What's up, everybody? Welcome to the weekly Steelchair, where we're going to review some AEW Dynamite. As you can see, new headphones, slightly better, which is what we need. Welcome all to the chat. I have some new music too, so I want you guys. Let me just make it concrete. I need to make it very true. I'm only keeping one of the StreamYard music, because night driving is fun, so night driving will stay. But I want you guys to pick a number between 1 and 9. And whatever you guys pick will be the first song to bring on. Obviously, because the GOAT never changes his face. The GOAT will never change. And before anyone asks, yes, these songs do have titles. They do have names, so don't worry about it. Number 7. Okay, then. And you know what's good about these songs? YouTube can't touch them. So, number 7, you got it. Here is number 7 for your listening pleasure. No one does anything for charity. No one. No professional wrestling company contributes to charity, if you think about it. The day that happens will be the day something goes insane. In more cases than one. It's called fact or friction. So these are the names of the music. So number 2, I'm not joking. This is what it's actually called. No one does anything for charity, though. That's still a fact. But I know what you mean, yes. These are your songs, these are your... Everyone uses charity for money. That's a fact. They're not wrong. Like, I'm not disagreeing with them in the slightest. I'm agreeing with them. It's wrong, but nobody does the right form of charity in pro wrestling. They're not wrong. In any shape or form, they're not wrong. They are correct. Yeah. See, that is a reality. This is a factual reality, so I do agree. It's a shame, but this is where we're at, unfortunately. This is a horrible reality as well. Now, on StreamYard, we're now allowed to share images. So I actually have one for everybody. If you haven't seen it, the new banner for the channel is here. So I'm going to show you guys now. This will be on every show going forward, everything that matters. We are kicking off in a new way. It's a new bridge. So here is the updated weekly Steelchair banner. I mean, everything is daily, but nah, weekly just sounds better. I think they are. Not a lot of them, but some of them actually are. Until you push them too far. Because it's actually quite cool. It actually makes it look better. Plus, I like the fact that my dad done it, so... I'm happy with that. I don't care. I like it. I'm a fan of everything once it's actually done right. And Stussy, to answer your question, I'm very good, thank you. How are you? In case anyone wants to change. Thank you. There's more than that, by the way. We have... Now... As you can see, I'm going to turn off my camera for 2 seconds because this is currently an updated version of the YouTube profile logo. It might look basic, but that is going to become even better very soon as well. There's, like I said, the channel's going to go through so many changes that it's high time we showcase it. And absolutely, the classic Scratch logo is still the best. Nothing comes close to the Scratch logo that WWE's ever produced. The only thing I would say that comes close is the classic W from the 80s. I think that's the only thing that you could say has a closeness. Anyone agree? Anyone disagree? Do you think no black wrestlers? I'm assuming you mean no black wrestlers or black talent rush to work for WWE. I don't know. I don't think they rush. But I think if the opportunity comes up and they want to try it, they'll take it. I think that's... I don't think anyone realistically is actually rushing to go somewhere these days, you know? What's up, Brian? From Toronto. Welcome. You'll be gearing up for Saturday, I assume. Do you think Trish and Lillian Garcia are nice people? Yes. They are. Yes. SmackDown? Yeah, not tonight though, thankfully. But we are, aren't we? But welcome to the channel, Brian. We have a lot to get through tonight. I'm very well, thank you. Canadians and Scottish people get on quite well, so I'm quite cool with that. Are you Canadian or you just live in Canada? What does everyone think of the song? Do you want a song change? Or do you want to stick with it? Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to stick or do you want to jump? So have I. He's a genuine guy. Top man, brother. Do you think they will treat Reece like WWE treats famous like trash? It's a good question. I think it depends on the person. I think it really does depend on the person, really. But I think as a generation as a whole, I think women in every company isn't particularly treated well. This is not me defending or whatever. I'm just being very honest. When you look at company to company these days, no one is particularly treated well. But I would say in WWE, they're treated better. I'd say financially, but in terms of actual use, not well. I think they could be a whole lot better if you ask me. That's just me being honest. Lots of Scottish and Irish background here I grew up with, so cheers. Anytime. We have got some good people kicking in already, so we are having fun. We're going to kick back. I will absolutely give you that now if you want, or I can wait till Saturday when I'm previewing the show. But if you want my answer now, I think it's still Cena. I'll explain why on Saturday as well during the preview show, so don't worry about it. Oh wow, Chris Hughes from Egghead has died. That's a shame. There's a lot of weird deaths going around at the minute. I'll make sure she's there. Not as well as they could be. See, I don't particularly want it to be... I don't particularly want it to be him. I don't particularly care. But I think it will be him. Hopefully she shows up. I'm hoping anyway. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. He shouldn't even be in pro wrestling. What's up, Diego? You're welcome. It was good to see you live, mate. I don't normally get a chance to see your live stream, so I absolutely had to pop in. So it was good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. It's actually a late show because we know that WWE don't do pre-shows well, so it'll be starting 7:30 our time, 7:30 UK time. Logan Paul looks like somebody who's like mixture of diarrhea and stupidity mixed into one. Well, actually, to be fair, Logan Paul is walking diarrhea, so... New casual fans. He is a bloody stupid casual, put it that way. Actually, no, Logan Paul is like an expensive chav. Can't actually stand I can't stand the prick, honestly. We have some new memes tonight as well, guys. We have some memes to show, which are going to be funny. So don't worry about that. But just remember, whenever Logan Paul's on any show, this is the meme that we use. I don't want your soul. I just want free from Logan Paul. That's the Logan Paul meme. Now, we do have some positives to discuss on this show. We do have some negatives. Because, believe it or not, no show is perfect. No show goes without at least one or two things that need to be critiqued. So, stay back, stay tuned, laugh like this guy.
Oh, God.
Just don't catch his brain cells. but we can certainly throw some digs tonight, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to throw some digs, but we're going to have some fun. We're going to get a song change very soon, because we need one. But we're absolutely going to kick on with that. In and outside the ring, do you watch documentary? No, I don't. I've got no time for that. I have literally no time. So, we are going to go with a different song because we need to start this review. So, we're going to go with this one. Classic Cody subtly telling us he doesn't like working with Dwayne with facial expressions. I think it was a bit more than that. But hey ho, we have some fun to discuss. So let's get into it. How does the show start? Well, the show starts with an ambulance. Quite fitting. Sadly, what's the nicest way to say it? Sadly, Orange Cassidy's not in it, or Orange Juice, but instead we get a different individual inside this ambulance. So let's bring up the show thumbnail, because he is in the ambulance in the thumbnail, so let us begin. He's no longer the rated R superstar, he's the rated A superstar. He's rated A for ambulance. Because this show certainly relates. See, Catherine, we all know that you're trolling. We all know the Hangman segment was quality. Like I said, we do have some memes, so this is every time I think, whenever Catherine is getting too horny for Tony Khan, this is the meme that we use. That is the Catherine needs to be hosed down meme. One more time. What's up, Fernando? How are you doing, fella? And this is the meme when Matthew, as in Graps TV, is ready to shout because... What's the best way to put it? What could we use as a Graps TV meme? This is when Matty sees Daniel Garcia do his dance. And this is me when I just simply don't give a fuck. Except I don't have the hair like that, but hey ho, I just have the entertainment. Why Trish needs to go AEW to look at him? She doesn't need to go AEW. Trish Stratus just needs to walk away from professional wrestling for good. Like, she just needs to walk away. She needs to stop relying on the past. Woo! What's up, Lark Bark? Oh, you're stuck in work. Oh, that's a shame. Get yourself free. The Hangman MJF story just got taken. It finally got some life into gear. Exactly. She's 57. She looks great, but she needs to walk away. Actually, she's not 57. No, she's in her... No, she's not that old. She's late 40s. I mean, if so, then I'm really kicking back on that age. Can it be? No. I was gonna say, she's not that old. What are you smoking? What is she like, 49? I was gonna say, she's like 49. She's hitting 50. How long till she's 50? December. Or then we got some time. We got some time on our hands. 49, I wouldn't say no anytime. The point still stands. Whee! Or else you'll get Undertaker hip problems. Knees as well. That's how we do things in the Shire. Older woman is better. Older women are better. Simple. Oh yeah. She's like, what's the best way to describe? She's like triple chocolate cake. 3 layers of perfection. Anyway, song change. We already had it. This is Final Boss, by the way, before anyone asked. But I have an appropriate song just for you guys. So, 3, 2. Catherine, you're absolutely spot on. You're absolutely spot on. Ooh, that's a contender. I'd say her and Rhea Ripley. Looking after themselves. That's what it is. I'd say they're far better than Americans at it. Not in a disrespect to Americans or anything like that, you know, but Canadians are absolutely obsessed with looking after themselves. Because these are so cold. If anyone wants to know, this is the first song. This is Jumping Off. So it actually feels right. But soon we'll be taking a jump to the catacombs. Anyway, as we say, Dynamite kicks off appropriately with Adam Copeland inside an ambulance because he's promised he's coming for the Death Riders. And let it be known that was pre-taped. Which followed anyway. But followed was a pre-taped interview by MJF, which is absolutely fitting. It's remarkable how well he's been since he's returned, and I absolutely appreciate the expectation of MJF now is he seems to have turned it around, but will this actually last? I've criticised that for quite some time, that he isn't what he's been for a long time, and the past 2-3 weeks has been a strong shift. Next week he has to deliver both on Dynamite and he has to deliver at Revolution. Otherwise, you kick him to the curb. Everything comes at a cost. Canada gets free healthcare but no free... Exactly. You're not wrong. No, I was watching it like a fan, thank you. Yeah. It all comes with that sparring partner. Because good sometimes comes in different variety. I've a strong contender. I think they're in a good range of shows right now, you know. I think they are consistently producing good shows. My only criticism is there's still some things that need to stay off this show. But it was good praisal, it was good props, and I look forward to reviewing it. I have some things I do need to point out were actual terrible though. But don't worry, that's same with Raw. Like I can't be a hypocrite. I have to praise what I like, and then I have to critique what I don't like. And that's how we do things. It's unbiased, but it's fun. Hangman Page arrives in a truck. I like this. This guy did not give a shit. He turns up, throws like the case he used for tape. He throws it at the chubby guy behind the scenes. Just launches at him. To be fair, I would have just launched him a donut. The guy probably looked like he needed a snack. He makes his way to the ring, and Hangman's in the opener of the show. Brutal. No mean quick feat. He's up against Aaron Solo. Again, Aaron Solo is an enhancement talent. He's not particularly well presented on Ring of Honor as well, if anyone watches Ring of Honor. He is just somebody who's there just to make a buck by just being in the ring and hoping he doesn't get wiped the floor with him. So, I for one thought it would stick really well. He didn't waste time after he demolished Aaron Solo. He dragged his face over the ropes. He hit him with a buckshot lariat. Hangman's in good shape right now. Like, he's actually in good physical shape. So the Hangman you're going to see next Saturday at Revolution is the Hangman that has been lacking for about 18 months. But straight to the point. His promo was nailed on. The response from MJF was perfect. And the best part was, again, it's on the banner. I'll show you now one more time. Just look. Bottom right corner. Hangman is standing in disbelief at the physical assault of Christopher Daniels. This was well done. Now, it was absolutely a hot opening to the show. I agree, Fernando. And Stussy, I like your fairness as well to your comment about Punk and Hangman. I like that. Fernando, this is Hangman's best in 4 or 5 years. He isn't actually. He's not. I know it's because you hate Hangman, but it's not. I don't think it will be, Scott. I think it'll be like a triple threat. I think we'll get a triple threat of matches. A trilogy will work. If you want to act like a cowboy, then show up in a real truck, not that hybrid shit truck. To be fair, when you look at the state of your country when it comes to fuel right now, a hybrid's the only way you're getting across. But I do agree. Show up in a Dodge Ram or something. Or a Ford pickup truck, because they were old school. Now, Hangman and MJF do have some various points for me, which is funny. One, MJF has actually had his tattoo removed. That's off. Hangman says that he hates 3 things: running out of biscuits, English, Ivy, and MJF. Very, very typical. Whereas, to be fair, I think that's for show. I think he does have an actual truck. Like, not the hybrid rubbish. Yeah. It was a real tattoo, yeah. The redefined salt of the earth absolutely was smart with what he said regarding like Hangman and himself, like who is the real. We're getting this. Please just don't fade. Please don't fade this, because when you look at generating top stories and heat and also wanting to get consistency, you need to build. Now, AEW, for all its work when it just comes to matches and short-lived work, that's okay. But they are now wanting to clearly step themselves into the territory of longer, bigger builds. Now, if you want to do that, then great. The only thing they've got to be aware of is you wake yourself up to certain criticisms. Now, what I mean by that, and this is a fact because everybody watches this channel watches every form of pro wrestling or sports entertainment is where I'm gearing to. You can have 1 year feuds, 18-month feuds, 2 years, or you can have 2-3 year stretches, or you can have something that goes 5 years and then people are starting to back out. AEW need to make sure that if they want to build these feuds, they need two things. One has to be a consistent worker, and the other has to really be a strength and promo. If they can manage that across the board, then they actually have a good balance across the whole show. MJF and Hangman is that bridge. This is why Don Callis works as a heel. As a heel manager, he knows how to get it over with the worker and the opponent. And we're going to come to him later in the show. Now, MJF, when he's not delivering on his promos, delivers in the ring. When he delivers on his promos, there's times where he's not delivering in the ring. But when MJF is cooking, he is on a different level. And there's not many in AEW that match that. Number 1 is Kenny Omega. Number 2 is Swerve. And whether you like it or not, folks, number 3 is Chris Jericho. When he's actually doing his job and he's cooking, he's at that level. Jay White is number 4. That's a fact. And I would say maybe Moxley's 5. Depends on what you're looking for. It's so important to have these. Otherwise, you're going south. So you need to maintain a big bridge. And it was a good promo, yes. It also exposed some things. Yeah. I this is what I was coming to, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Stussy. That is absolute fact. For example, All In last year had 2 feuds that revolved around a heel introducing their own custom title, holding it backstage. Exactly. This is what they actually have to do better. This is what WWE tries to do. The problem is they're using the wrong talent in the right situation, and that's why not many people like what they see. It's because they're mixing up the wrong pairings. You're only as good as the person you're standing across from in the ring. That's prime testament. Now, AEW has that. Can we just showcase it more? So let's do that. Now, I'm not saying you step away from all the in-ring action and you just become heavy promo. I'm not saying that. But I think what they need to do is just have slightly longer segments. Just slightly longer. Not too long. Slightly longer. WWE should reduce theirs. AEW should increase it. But only by, say, 5%. 5%. That's not too big, that's not too small. And that's what you get. Now, I want to move on because we come to a match that I found very strange. And it is built on a backstage interview. Again, Chris Jericho is involved. He is with Renee Paquette. Renee Paquette and Monster Munch. She is interviewing Chris, who wants an apology. She doesn't give him it, which is absolutely funny. But instead, we get some catacombs. We get Don Callis, who appears, and the Don talks about a bounty placed on the head of Will Ospreay, and Chris Jericho says that Bryan Keith is the man to do it. Bryan Keith collecting a bounty. Where have I seen that before? What's up, Maria? How are you? See, Stussy, I agree with that. I think you can have a big balance of both in the best way, and when you get a right balance, oh god. It's the enjoyment. You know, like, there's a special kind of enjoyment. That's really sore. These headphones are so much bloody better. And I like these, I like these cables. These cables are fun. I like the variety we get as well, provided it's done right. That's why I've always liked TNA. TNA had that balance. New Japan is more heavy on the match style than promo style, which is fine. AEW has their own blend. WWE has their own blend. I just want to make sure that not one company is the same. Because this is what I think people don't understand about alternatives. People wish for an alternative, but then one company doesn't act the way they're used to, and then they moan about it. I think WWE was the... I actually think WCW was the company that maybe changed a lot of things that people realize hasn't happened in years. That's missed. Stuss says, I like the TNA hidden camera that would record backstage segments from a distance. Someone should try doing that again. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Those were the days. I missed that as well, actually. There were some good segments as well. Now, Bryan Keith is the man for the job to collect the bounty on Will Ospreay. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Bandido not have a bounty on his head a couple of weeks ago? And Bryan Keith was the man for the job? Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Bandido had a bounty on his head by Chris Jericho? Maybe that's his new gimmick. The bounty hunter. The fallen bounty hunter. Or the failing bounty hunter. That could work. It shouldn't have been Bryan Keith. You know he had no chance of it. See, this is what I said last night on Graps TV, Scott. Like when he was doing his watch along. I agree. What reality does this make sense? Now, I also find it stupid that Will Ospreay's having a competitive match with Bryan Keith. I don't think the match is terrible, by the way. I just think it's stupidly confusing. Now, as for you, you're lucky that I actually have my phone this time in front of me on Twitch. You can take a hike. I do not care about free viewers. Shove your free viewers up your butt ass. You melon fucker. And he absolutely had no chance. Big Bill or Jeff Cobb as a hired hunter would have made sense. See, I had that as well. Not essentially Big Bill, but I'm not Jeff Cobb, sorry. I had Big Bill in mind. I also thought Claudio Castagnoli. But then again, it's fine. It's okay that we didn't get that instead. Bryan at least puts up a competitive match, so he at least tries. He does get his head kicked in, though, by Will Ospreay. Ospreay doesn't hold back. He wins the match with a Styles Clash Hidden Blade combination. At which point, we already know before the match, Don Callis is it. He's sitting in the security box with the man himself, Kyle Fletcher, because obviously they will compete next Saturday inside a steel cage. Long behold, that match is going to include a few off the top diving moves, I think. Should the final boss and Cena have a match for Cena's last run? No. No. I think the problem as well is this match was too soon for Bryan Keith. He looked exposed in the ring. And it's not exposed that he's bad. It's exposed that Will Ospreay is just so far ahead of him that Bryan Keith doesn't have the slightest chance of making a competitive match. He needs more top level opposition to compete against before he can even be remotely interesting in the ring. This was a fine example of wrong place, wrong time. And that's something that they have to remember, but the good thing is it still led to that impressive post-match segment. So it's continuing the story, and it does tie in all in one. So at least there's some positives. I just think the match may have just been... It was the right idea to have a bounty on Ospreay's head, just the wrong opponent. Going for the Tiger Driver 91, however, the kid's got balls, I'll give him that. Ladies and gentlemen, who likes the Outrunners? What's up, Matthew? You want to join me? New music, new headphones, same attitude. On a conference call, oh, you old man. Get off it. Okay. But who likes the murder machines? Who likes the Outrunners? Yeah, you're on my wavelength. I like the Outrunners, but not for this spot. The match was off, and this match also made no sense for the conclusion. You're actually hijacking. This is hijacking a division. Right now, you've got, in terms of a partnership that's single stars, and one who is a talent that is singles and tag team, they are the most legitimate talent in the organization. There is nobody in AEW more legitimate than Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. And if you want to argue with me, you won't win. You simply won't win. There's a reality check here that these two are ahead of everyone else. They are above and beyond. But how? Honestly, how can you fuck this up? Shelton Benjamin is a monster. And he's insanely incredible still. This man is timeless. Without blonde hair. No teams are built up to beat them. There was one, but they rushed that match. The Guns. They made that straight away when they shouldn't have. The Guns versus Hurt Syndicate should have been Revolution. At best as well, you've got the Murder Machines, who are two serious singles talents who are becoming a threat as a tag team with a common goal of just to destroy anybody in the ring. Yep, they're off TV now, yeah. They're what left to give. So you've got Brian Cage and Lance Archer, who are killing everyone in the ring and backstage, up against the Outrunners. Winner gets a tag team title shot. I'm okay with that. I like the fact that it's a traditional number one contenders match. But you give the contendership to the team that shouldn't even be going for it in the first place. Now, you can tell that the Hurt Syndicate aren't afraid of the Murder Machines. They're not. They're not afraid. But what they've done is they've ensured that one of the key threats to their titles will not get the first shot. They're not getting it. Like the first big shot on pay-per-view. Which I actually respect. I think that is good booking from Tony Khan, or whoever booked this segment in particular, this post conclusive segment of the match. Whoever booked that part deserves praise. The only thing that they now have to rectify is, do you have this match on TV? Or do you have this one at Revolution? If it's not going to be at Revolution, then you need to give the Outrunners a tag title shot on Dynamite. And then you need to have the Murder Machines interfere. Get a little bit of payback on the Hurt Syndicate and destroy the Outrunners. And force their way in. Make it a triple threat tag match at Revolution. Can't believe WWE didn't even give Shelton ECW title reign. That the fact that they didn't even give him a world title reign as the gold standard says it all. He is. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Shelton Benjamin is one of the biggest misses for a world title ever. He could walk into TNA tomorrow, for example, if he wasn't signed to AEW. He could walk into TNA tomorrow and win the title straight away off Joe Hendry. He would give Goto a big run for his money for the IWGP World title. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a joke. I agree. He was never used. Then you have the Hurt Syndicate mop the floor with both of them because you have Josh and Cobb coming in. Josh Alexander and Jeff Cobb won't be a tag team though. The War Dogs, on the other hand, yeah, they're not signing though. But it's going to be a good tour. Like War Dogs on international tour. And you can get some good fun of that because Clark Connors is incredible. I've always liked Clark Connors. It's a shame because they miss the main guy. They miss Alex Copeland. I miss him as well. It's a shame he had to retire. Yeah. I think this is what leads to Jay White getting his ban unlifted for Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty next year. Because I think David Finlay versus Jay White's either going to be Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty. Depending on if David Finlay is world champion and if, who I think will win the G1, Gabe Kidd, goes after it and succeeds. I think the winner will face Jay White on the Wrestle Dynasty show. Either or would slap because both of them are incredible. David Finlay is so underrated. I find it weird that people don't rate him. I don't get how people can't rate David Finlay. I think he's better than his dad now, and I'm a big fan of his dad. Excalibur also promised further updates on Toni Storm following her absolute destroyed segment with Mariah May from last Collision. Really well done that as well. Momo Watanabe's hype video is on show. She of course took the title from Mercedes after Mercedes had an altercation with Billy Starks. Again, Billy Starks on Ring of AEW Dynamite without Athena is a bold statement. I still think Billy Starks has got a long way to go, but she is a good one. She is definitely a good one. I think that match will be impressive for Revolution. Too bad Momo won't win the title because I think Momo would run circles around Mercedes, and I like Mercedes' work, but Momo is different gravy. Like, she is completely different gravy. I see your point, Catherine. I would have preferred someone better though, but I do see your thinking. Kinda. My only thing is though, I don't want this to go all the way till October, so it would be wild. Yes. Yes. Should they give Mercedes one of the Ring of Honor titles? If you're going to be a belt collector, might as well go all the way. Athena might be the Ring of Honor Forever World Champion, but if Mercedes were to beat her and then successfully defend, and then Billy Starks was to beat Mercedes, I think that would make Athena even more fired up to beat Mercedes for the TBS title. For me, it's either Megan Bayne or Mercedes must win that TBS title. I'm not sure anyone else realistically is going to be given that position. We'll see though. You know what I mean? Like, we'll find out. There's definitely no way about it. No, I don't think she's going to be in that sort of respect, you know? Oh, but I know what you mean in terms of championships. Yes. But Nina Samuels is, when it comes to collecting belts, she does not care. She does not care. That's what I like about her. What do you think was my favourite segment of Dynamite, guys? I'm asking you this question. What do you think was my favourite segment of last night's Dynamite? Now, the Deonna match was good, and I agreed with the result. But that wasn't my favourite segment. I actually agreed with the result, by the way, because it actually has importance. I would never throw a Pepsi Max for any situation. It wasn't Ospreay in the crowd. I did like that, though. Oh, and Matthew, because you missed it, I'm going to play our new sad song whilst I use Catherine's meme. This is our new sad song. And this is Catherine when she gets too horny. And this is you when you've got to watch Daniel Garcia. And of course, we must steal your soul. I like that. My favourite segment, however, of this week's Dynamite is this. This right here. And I actually wonder if anyone agrees with me with what I'm about to say. This right here, start to finish. Now bear in mind, February has got a day and has got one more day to go, right? Before we get to March. Since January 1st, so since the start of the new year, in my opinion, this is the best full segment AEW has done. Dynamite or Collision. Or Grand Slam. I actually fully believe this is the best segment they've done since the start of the new year. Start to finish. This is exactly what I was saying earlier on about you get someone as good as the worker side, somebody who's an all-round just great, and you've got a good talker. 3 elements, 1 story, 10 out of 10. This is what they've been missing for a long time. These two. What's up, Hulu? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Told you I've got new music on. This is one of our new songs. This is called Cosmic. But I think now we need to go back to Final Boss. Congrats to AEW for still keeping Swerve, MJF, and Hangman relevant. Unlike Damian Priest, I still remember they were world champion. Exactly. I serenade you all with my presence. It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. Like I said, this segment, start to finish, is what AEW has lacked in terms of a full pro segment that actually feels great. Now, I'm not being hypocritical. I like MJF and Hangman. But this is a special kind of disdain. This actually feels like you really want to see two people get to where they deserve to be, you know? And this was wonderful. If you haven't watched this segment, go back and watch it. Like, I honestly reckon it's what they've missed for so long. It's what's the best word I can use to describe it? It's captivating. Captivating. I think captivating is actually the very word that sums up what this meant to be and how it's supposed to be. Now, Catherine is saying it was cinema. Not gonna lie, that's got me howling, but Jesus. So Swerve and Hangman make their way to the Swerve and Hangman's favorite friend, Prince Nana, make their way to the ring. Swerve openly, truthfully says that his focus has not been where it should be, that he's not been at his level for some time. He is correct. He has been subpar in terms of focus. He has recovered. He's switched on. He's coming for what matters to him. He is coming for the AEW World title. He wants to reclaim what he lost back in August. But he has to get through the one person who's been a thorn in his side. He has to get past Ricochet, who beat him very recently on Dynamite. Ricochet, wearing the Mogul Embassy robe, comes out wearing a very intriguing choice of sports cap, I must say. The Philadelphia Eagles, the man does not hold back. That's how you troll. You're kidding, right? How is it funny that Christopher Daniels is being called a legend when he is one? Hello anyway to yourself, but how is he not a legend? How is it funny? And what's alpha male then? Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. He absolutely is a TNA legend. He's a Ring of Honor legend as well. I don't care about being an alpha. I don't care about anything. Difference is, I'm merely human. Thanks for your comments, though. But this is true. This is correct. You're correct, Darius. No. Leave it be. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Whether you agree or disagree, let him. It's fine. Following on, Ricochet does confirm that he is not interested in this match with Swerve, rightly so. I mean, he did beat him in the middle of the ring. Proposals, however, are a good way to continue a feud. This is actually what does work. And we do get that because they propose another match with Ricochet in order to end this once and for all, which is accurate. We get the enjoyment that we're going to get the rematch of Swerve versus Ricochet. And it's going to be a Revolution. The winner will become #1 contender for the world title. I have a controversial who I think should win that match, to be honest. I do like both talents. But I'm happy with it. And Scott, yeah, I agree. And I think you're going to see him walk out with the robe. He's going to wear the robe whilst he turns on Swerve. It's going to completely shock him. We did all mention this as well in the chat a couple of weeks ago, that we thought Nana was going to turn. He's going to. I've got no clue who he is either, but it's his comments. Doesn't faze me at all. Tribalism fighter. The funny thing is, there's actually some good levels of tribalism, and then there's just ridiculous comments that make no sense or aren't wanted. That's normal. That's normal. Ricochet versus Moxley Dynasty. I was thinking that as well, but I actually think Edge versus Adam Copeland as he is now, or Cope. I think Cope he'll win the title, but I think it'll be Cage. I think what we're going to see is something. I think you're going to build a 4-way, but I actually wouldn't mind if we get these matches as well for the championship. Do you think Natalya should retire? Yes. But maybe not this year, maybe next year. What do you think of NXT? I thought it was very good. I will give you a straightforward answer. I didn't watch. Cope going cash in if Jay White turns. Yeah, I think kind of what we said not too long ago. Hangman turned down the opportunity to help Jay White. Sorry, Hangman turned down the opportunity to help Cage win the World Championship. I think Jay White takes that position. Jay White gets then the first world title opportunity, and because it's at the expense of Adam Copeland, Copeland will want some revenge, and it'll lead to this. Why do you think Natty should retire? Please elaborate. I think Natalia's got... I think her experience is so great in the ring. Like, I admire her longevity to the business. I admire her passion. But I think she would be much more suited now to fully train in the Heart Dungeon. Like, I think it's actually a very good time for her to start training the new line of Canadian talent in the ways of the dungeon and just let her go. Maybe if she's here and getting now and again on either main WWE program or NXT, I'm okay with that. But I think it's time that she does it this way. The writing's on the wall for her. Same. I understand having a preference, but people take it too far. None of us are being paid by Levesque, Khan, Dwayne, or Tika. Exactly. See, the funny thing is, these people are so obsessed defending billionaires or defending higher-ups when they should care more about the talent and the product itself, instead of defending these guys who do not care who you are. I'm just not particularly interested in NXT. I haven't really watched NXT for a long time. I watch like highlight videos, or watch the odd talent, but I don't really watch the shows like for NXT. Josh Alexander's joined the Death Riders and Damien Hill Mox win. I hope he doesn't join the Death Riders. Why am I what? Sorry? Cope is one of Swerve's mentors, so that match definitely happens soon. Yeah, it will. And I think it will be a really good one for the two that would get over it. Some of it, not all of it. Some of it. It's a mindset. I think it'll be traditional. I think it'll be traditional. He might do. I don't think he'll let his pride do that though. Trios tag team action. Apparently, for a beta male perspective, this is a beta male Smartfest. So let's look at it this way: the only beta male I see is you. Instead of coming in here and trolling and acting like a dickhead, come in and actually have fun, because that's what everyone does here. That's how it should be. It should always be on your terms. It's a shame when it's taken away from you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I was just thinking there's no way past it. I don't think it'll ever go as far as that. I think the closest you'll get is maybe a last man standing. or maybe a ladder match, but I think the weird thing is I think death matches are becoming so common now, and it's taken away from its excitement, which is, I don't know if it's, I don't know what you guys think, but it's becoming such a thing where I don't particularly like that. Like, I want it to be a special occasion, not an overdone concept. Trios action, and it's the Undisputed Kingdom versus Daniel Garcia and FTR. Which makes no sense, but okay. Garcia should drop the belt to Cole Saturday. That title run isn't working. Garcia getting no reaction. Exactly. Garcia is... He is colder than ice. There's no recovery for him. And I agree, Stussy, they did. It took away an appeal. Make it less frequent, and they'll become excitable again. Cage and Archer losing, I disagreed with the result, but I see why they've done it. There's elements to it. Deonna Purazzo, on the other hand, it's actually fine that she lost. People are not going to see this because they're missing the key point. Deonna losing is story. It's story fueled, but also she can't fully commit. I've said this 7 times on separate shows now, if not maybe 8 times. Like, read between the lines. Garcia will probably retain because Tony Khan loves to just get on his knees and gobble him. That's why. That shit needs to end. Plain and simple. That shit has to end. I'm sick of him getting rewarded. I literally didn't watch those matches thinking the right people would win, predictably fuming when I saw... Yeah. Harley and... Well, yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. They've overstretched their women's division so badly, it's mad. Garcia, absolutely, they should let go of him. Because he ain't working at all. He can go to NXT. The NXT fans can start chanting Tony fumbled again. And Daniel Garcia probably gets named to Daniel LaRusso. And he'll try a crane kick. Probably break his legs, and that'll be the end of it. I know, but if you're going to use her, have her win like a smart company would, Deonna's a great star, she booked to win as a part-timer. I'm not disagreeing with you, but Deonna lost. Deonna lost is actually a story. Like, do you not pay attention to the vendetta? The story isn't even Harley Cameron beating Deonna. The story is Deonna is about to get, like, internally replaced. Hook, they should let go now. His deal's up. Hook's awful. He is absolutely awful. You can't exactly fumble Ricky Starks when he's not exactly remotely anything newsworthy or noteworthy. Because the guy moaned about veterans. I mean, if moaning about veterans is why you don't deserve to be in this business. Any honest fan will say that. Adam Cole countering a pile driver from Garcia to win by a roll-up leads to him getting a TNT title match, as of course Scott Steiner has completely approved. Scott has got you in a recliner, he is correct. you can see that these trios are building up to be trios champions. Theoretically, the Undisputed Kingdom don't need to be trios champions, but they're most likely the better option. I think it should be TNT champ Adam Cole and O'Reilly and Roddy go for the tag titles. It ain't gonna happen though, but I think that's actually your best bet. It would give Adam Cole more of a chance to work more TV matches. And obviously the pay-per-view matches. Again, Adam Cole, when he is consistently in matches, Adam Cole's at his best. When he is not as consistent is when he looks out of place and he looks short-circuited. Great film, by the way. And that's what I like about Adam Cole. Adam Cole will constantly want to work, you know? I think that's a big thing. Yeah, I know you're man enough to say that, and I actually appreciate the fact that you do that. The only thing is, though, cage match, like I said to you last time, cage match is actually a problem. Now, here's the funny thing. WWE aren't consistently great. I've said this numerous times. WWE aren't consistently great. But when WWE actually do something great, cage match completely destroys it. Same way with TNA. TNA can do something absolutely great, cage match will destroy it. AEW can do something great, cage match actually will destroy it. Cage match is actually worse than, even though his rating system's outdated, or in my opinion not worth much, because I only listen for the history and I only care about the history side. I don't care about his journalistic approach. Meltzer's 5-star rating is just as bad as cage match. It has no significance on the wrestling business. His knowledge of the business, however, is worth something. But his ratings, like cage match, are a sign of people that are the issue with the business, not what you need. So I advise to you, instead of looking at cage match, watch, even if you don't watch the full shows, watch highlight video shows. So there's highlight videos for NXT, there's highlight videos for Raw, SmackDown, there's highlight videos for Collision and Dynamite. They're about 45 minutes to an hour long. You're better watching them than looking at cage match, because then you might see something that might catch your eye. You don't always have to watch a full show nowadays. You can watch these highlight videos. If Deonna does not start winning a ton of matches after last night, she should, or she has released. Her wins are going to come back very soon. Those wins will translate very, very soon. Trust me. The reason she's losing right now is because her own faction that she started is about to betray her. And also, she has other commitments right now that are more important than her job. It doesn't mean anything, but it's useful to see what matches. It is useful to see the matches. And I agree, you can see down the list. But then what if they're really good, but people are butchering it by saying it's crap when actually it's not? You know what I mean? I still don't understand why Rated FTR is a pairing. That's never been explained once. We're not getting any more of their segments together. It's Copeland and Jay White. This part's actually more confusing than anything else. So I think that's something that we need to see. But I did like the fact that these guys did not waste time with each other. They knew what they were doing. They were committed. And they've all got good chemistry. And also, better yet, it's 6 talents that actually know what they're doing. Well, actually 5, because Daniel Garcia doesn't know what he's doing. Straight away, once the match ended, Tony Khan immediately booked for Collision Cole versus Garcia. Garcia is likely to win through interference, I think. Copeland finally shows up. This is a brutal segment, but this actually fits really well. Copeland appears, as does Claudio Castagnoli. They brawl constantly to the ring. The energy is shown between these two. I like it. As it says in the title, the show title, the Death Riders lose another member as Copeland shows no mercy. Yeah, he shows no mercy. But so does Willow Nightingale. Wheeler Yuta gets absolutely destroyed. Does Cole have ring rust? I don't think he does have ring rust. But I think he's not. I think he needs to do a bit more in the gym. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was in reverse. I like that it starts out elsewhere and it gets to the ring. But they make their way out, which is actually how it should be. They make their way out, we get a brawl, and they don't give a shit. We don't get a lot of that. Jay White obviously makes the save long before Shafir gets taken out by Willow, long before Moxley appears. Jay White appears as Wheeler Yuta and Claudio are about to eliminate. As they're about to eliminate, of course, Copeland. They do have him in a concerto position. Jay White comes out, distracts them, which allows Copeland to get back on his feet. He gets up a steel chair, and that's when the violence comes in. Shafir gets a concerto. Christ almighty, like, Willow Nightingale does not hold back with this. They need to build to this match. Like I actually would like it. Willow is incredible. I really do like Willow. She's genuine. Like, she's genuine. You can tell that everything she does is for the love of the game. And I think that's something that hasn't been around for some time. It's just enjoying everything you do, no matter how it goes. Exactly. Genesis 2010. Yeah. I both love and hate that pay-per-view. Shafir hasn't fought in AEW for months. That match is bound to happen. It's not going to happen at Revolution now, but if it's Dynasty or Double or Nothing, I'm all in. This is Marina Shafir's year, where anything that she wants, give it to her. Give it to her. The Bicycle knee as well led to another meme that I haven't showed yet, which I do need to add, so I'm going to add it now. Your amusement, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just quickly get it. It is indeed Darius, and it's also, unfortunately, the main event that's not in the 6-sided ring, because this is the first pay-per-view without the 6 sides. Shame, really. I miss the 6 sides. But I also respect the decision to walk away from it. Right, where is it? I said I've got some memes for everybody, so It's a great match. It's just annoying that this is the first proper pay-per-view of the Bischoff and Hogan regime, which should never have happened in the first place. But the main event between Angle and Styles is incredible. Yep, first pay-per-view. They should never have brought those two bastards in. I hate what Hogan and Bischoff did to TNA. Same with Dixie Carter, and same with Vince Russo. Within, like, not long after this. I hate what they did. They got the wrong person in, and they will forever regret it. Edge could have saved himself some time and energy by putting up some bounties. Yeah, but who's going to go after the Death Riders, realistically? If it's not going to be him. Yeah. Luckily, one isn't dead. But he could end up destroying 3 if he continues to keep booking MLW. Which is absolutely funny. That they actually let him book shows. That fucking fraud. No, he wasn't. Hogan was boring. Sorry. Hogan should not have. He should not have been allowed in that fucking company. Alright, to be fair, those were good segments. They tried everything they could to make Impact Nitro, and it should never have been like that. They were fine the way they were. Like, TNA had just done one of their best angles, the front line versus the Mafia. You get Angle back to being a solo magician. Styles is your first original world champion. Well, the first original world champion. And you feel belief in it. Now, the only thing that really was annoying is Ric Flair didn't work out, because Ric Flair with the Fortune faction was actually really well done. But then you kept bringing in so many other talents. You ruined the Monster Abyss by making him Hogan's bitch. You bring in the Nasty Boys. You bring in Bubba the Love Sponge. It was horrible. And also as well, they were responsible for Jay Lethal being fired. Yeah, they did. They did. Also, they brought in Val Venus as well. Orlando Jordan. That was disgusting. Like, that Orlando Jordan entrance was the most disgusting thing TNA ever did during that period. That was actual murder. The only talent that made sense that they brought in that I liked during their entire regime was Jeff Hardy. Actually, no, hold on. Jeff Hardy and RVD. They were the only two that actually felt good. Every other individual they brought in was a joke. Was a disgrace. It wasn't that wasn't TNA. There were some good moments though. Like, they had a lot of good until it started to go wrong. Mr. Anderson, yeah, he was not so bad. He was not so bad. I don't think he was great though, but he did have some decent moments. It's just the concept that made no sense though, but yeah, no. I think when you look at the Hogan Bischoff regime, yeah, Lashley was in TNA for a few months. He barely wrestled. He He had a match against Rhino, and then that was it after that. And then he came back. He came back 4.5 years later, and then he really became what everyone wanted. The real destroyer. Lashley's best ever booking was TNA. His second run TNA was his best ever career booking. But when I look at Hogan and Bischoff, for example, before we come back to Dynamite and we review the rest of it, for me, the best segment, well, the best work they did was Styles as Ric Flair version 2. I actually thought that was really well done. Fortune, Bobby Roode emerging as a single star, Kurt Angle going through everybody to get back to the world title, and if he lost he would retire, which eventually he did. He didn't win the match at Bound for Glory. Great heel turn by Jeff Hardy. You've got, to WWE fans, Elijah Burke, but in TNA we know him as the Pope D'Angelo De Niro. He had an amazing world title main event at Lockdown against Styles. I thought he was well booked. I think the series of matches that Anderson had with Kurt Angle really stood tall. I think Sting was booked quite well until they just weren't sure. And the women were just as booked, just as strongly as ever, because they were the best. They're still the best booked women's division. That period is their best booking. Dixie Carter is an absolute scumbag. Trust me. Dixie was a horrible owner. Beer Money vs. Motorcycle Machine Guns is, yeah, it's the best tag team series of matches you'll ever see. They were incredible. Generation Me, to an extent, worked really well. Inc. were good. Team 3D, even though I don't like Bubba the Piss Take, still a good tag team in that period. The only thing that was missing from this time as well was Team Canada, which is a shame, and Petey Williams. I didn't like that he went and became Maple Leaf Muscle. That was a bit cheap. The X Division was strong in this time as well, though. Samoa Joe was the worst booked. Was one of the worst booked talents, though. Yeah, I agree with that. No, he's not. No. Nah. Not even close. Devon is so much better than Bubba. And Spike is so much better than Bubba. It was great heel work. I agree. Like, his whole gimmick was really cool. This was a bad thing as well, because I think he lost to the wrong person. Now, I understand that it made sense to have Sting come back and win the title, but it's just a shame that in this period of time you've got Jarrett and Angle in a top feud. You couldn't even have RVD get his win back over Jeff Hardy because he didn't even lose his title, which I thought was great storytelling though, but they really lost it. But you didn't even have Matt Morgan get a chance to be world champion. I thought that was poorly done, you know. I thought that was poor. Matt Morgan not getting one title match. I wish she was never given a mic, ever. I hate the fact that she had the story of her losing the company and she got more on screen time. And I hate the fact that she was on her knees begging for Hulk Hogan to stay. That woman is pathetic. She is one of the worst things to happen to TNA. And I've been a TNA fan since day one. Trust me, she is one of the worst people. One of the worst. She is the reason they got off Spike. People ask, why did TNA lose the Spike deal? Dixie Carter. She did the one thing she was asked not to do. That sums them up. I absolutely hate her. I genuinely hate her. She should just never have been there. Also, I hate what she did to AJ Styles. It was her booking, by the way. Like, it wasn't Hulk Hogan that done this. It was Dixie Carter that suggested that AJ Styles cheats on his wife and does that cheating storyline involving Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, because she thought it would be good television. She ruined a lot that day. That was the beginning of the end for Styles. She's lucky that Styles stuck around for a bit longer. But that was disgusting. That should never have happened. I don't care if it's meant to be television, get good ratings. That was ridiculous. There was times where he was genuinely good, Austin Aries, but he's just a prick. Lashley's belt collector run was amazing. Lucha Bros, yep. Even Penta's world champion briefly. Sami Callihan was good. Brian Cage. He was booked really well. They were all good. They were all good. Right. Where are we? I need you and I need you. Yeah, same here, Darius. Just remember that after the Bicycle knee, this face is funny. Jay White's reaction to Wheeler Yuta being shocked that he need Marina Shafir in the face is brilliant. But I have to review this one now. I have to review my favorite women's wrestler. That was cool. Lone Wolf AJ was awesome. Claire Lynch, it was rubbish. Yes, I have. But Dixie Carter signed TNA, like TNA signed. Well, Dixie Carter signed TNA to impending doom of what she did. Yeah. I would have just added myself to that meme just so I can just say that's me just looking at Deonna, but she's one of the nicest people I've ever met. But. Was I happy with the result? No. Did I understand why this result happened? 100%. What's up, Billy? Yes, you are late. I think I'm going to have to make you pay some sort of reparations. There was actually a clown in here earlier on, Billy. You missed it. There was a bit of a clown in here earlier on who tried to come at us and the bitch ran off. It was absolutely the right decision to have Deonna Purazzo lose last night, because they're building up the dissension. Just somebody who came in here, thought they were funny, try to claim that I'm a beta male, like, and this product's a beta male, but I'm like, he ran away after I called him out. He couldn't handle the smoke. He's probably waiting to smoke some himself. Just a wee gimp. Funny thing is, you come in here, think you're going to do so much, you're going to get slapped back down. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you come in here acting all disingenuous and you're just going to insult people, then I don't even need to block you. I don't care about that. That's a waste of time. I'm just going to say come at us in the best way. No, I don't know what they are. They're definitely a troll account though. I mean, the fact that he claimed, like, this fool actually claimed that Christopher Daniels is not a legend of wrestling. Sums up he knows nothing. Like, that sums this person up. This is how I know that their opinion is the equivalent of a Mikel Arteta coach fest. Doesn't exist. Now, yeah, he's an idiot. It's fine. He's gone now. He ran away after like 3 comments. He ran away. Typical. Now, we're getting dissension in the vendetta, which is fantastic. They are definitely building up to either Deonna snaps and she goes full psycho and she brings in new members, or Taya Valkyrie takes over. I think they might do the latter, but to be honest, Deonna should start looking at more technical talents and also adding in someone seriously crazy. I actually think this faction needs people like Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb. It brings a little bit more to it. I think it would be so much fun. Ty Conte or Anna Jay as well. I would put all them in this faction. Let them redeem in a way. Let them be the benchmark. Bully taking credit for being the first person to praise Harley as well. That's work. He's disingenuous. The only thing he praises if someone is when he calls himself like Uncle Bully. Dude's that good at wrestling that I fall asleep every time. But Harley Cameron would win this match. Doing well to get out of the trio wall. But she's now found a move that makes sense for her. It's actually the wisest move. Harley Cameron using the Shining Wizard. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Main event time. After all, this is me. Cool, chill, and Catherine's horny. I'm looking forward to that on Saturday. That segment is gonna cook before we get this match next week. The only thing is though, Matt, and this is just me being honest, I think Harley Cameron is special, but Harley Cameron is never going to be on the level of Toni Storm. Never. I like her though. There's a difference. I like her, but she's never gonna be on that level. Like we've said it before how certain talents are like one of ones, or that standalone talent. Toni Storm is a level that I don't think any woman in AEW actually knows how to match. This is horror and you're in my domain, bitch. But since you've asked for another song, you got it.
What I fucking told you! Like, I'm not just saying it for the sake of it, Ryan!
Yeah, she did say it. I don't disagree with you. Like, this is the thing. Just because Tony said it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Like, I could say that... What's an interesting take that actually rivals this? That's like saying Jada Parker's gonna win a women's title. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna win a women's title at WrestleMania, but she's not. Like, I don't think Harley Cameron's ever gonna be that. But I'll tell you what she's gonna be though. She's gonna be in her own benchmark. No one. Fully licensed, and I can use it whenever I want. Okay. This main event. Did anyone notice what was wrong with it? Did anyone notice what was wrong with this main event? Yes. But not only that. Now, I've got no problem with a title match on TV, especially in a main event. Exactly, Darius, nail on the head. What is it? Takeshita shouldn't even be in this main event. If you want Orange Cassidy to be in this main event, cool. But can you at least actually have the right opponent? Because this was so wrong. The match was, from Takeshita's level, it was not bad. There was a lot of surprise elements in this match. Some very fun counters. Scott, yes. Scott, you have absolutely got it, nail on the head. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Kenny Omega, but 100% it should have been Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega. Because Kenny Omega, for all he wants to do, he wants to earn a title. Great. Dude, you need to earn the title shot. This should have been Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega. Winner faces Takeshita at Revolution. Not the other way around. Not the winner faces a challenger. I disagree. I don't see it that way. As much as I actually value your opinion, my friend, and I really do, I disagree. The title right now should be the most important thing. It almost seemed predictable that we were getting Kenny versus Takeshita. The good thing is, though, is it's not Orange Cassidy versus Kenny at Revolution. That's actually a positive. The reality, though, is if you're just calling your shot, then you're repeating the issue I have with another product. And I'm sick of the same things happening. You know? It actually is painful. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, it was. The way he was going, he wanted to make that as competitive as possible. If only. Bring in multiple pairs of glasses. The pockets as well. Orange juice needs to get pulped and beaten off somewhere else. Like, kick him in a dump, kick him in a bin. Yeah. The best thing about this entire match, apart from Don Callis on commentary, was the triple counter at the end. Like, the triple counter at the end was the best bit of the whole match. He goes for that DDT, countered into the. I'm pretty sure he was going for the Falcon Arrow that he does, but that got countered into the Stun Gun Millionaire, which then got counted again. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, that ending overall, yeah, the Stun Dog into Blue Thunder, yeah. That triple counter was the best bit of this entire match. Everyone wants Kenny, to be fair. I'm not saying I don't. It's nothing about liking the format. I'm saying this is the shit that I call out other companies for, and I can't just be a hypocrite. You know, I can't just go, oh, I like it one way, and then all of a sudden I have to, like, grant it for another. I like it anyway that it's Takeshita versus Omega anyway. I like that. I wanted that. I just think it feels weird to just say, oh, by the way, he is automatically that. If he was automatically that, then great. Instead of having a title series to get to Revolution, once Omega pinned Takeshita at Revolution, Grand Slam, it should have just been then. At Revolution, it's Takeshita defending the international title against Kenny Omega. I would have been like, you know what? That's great. It's the same way that I was happy with Adam Cole pins the TNT champion. He gets a TNT title match by default. I like that. That's reasonable. I actually like when WWE does that. If you manage to get a win over the champion, what do? You reward that person. Even if they're not likely to win, at least they've earned it. You know, I don't think Kenny, in a way, earned the title. You know? But I like that we're going to get Takeshita versus Omega 3. Omega's going to have to win this one, though. I mean, if he loses this, then it seems pointless. It's not a bad thing for Takeshita if he loses anyway. He's already got another prestigious title, but you need to build Kenny strongly for his road to the world title. Again, he's going to hold that again. We all know this. But his big main event this year is All In. It's going to come. Everyone knows this. But like I said, the things I liked about this match, 100% is that triple counter. Orange Cassidy getting TV time is just... He should have just had different matches. But him being in a title picture's bloody terrifying. Yeah, I only pop for that spot as well. I like the triple counter. I quite like the table spot. Now, I have got no interest in the pockets gimmick. I really don't like the use of the pockets. I like he'd done it just to put Takeshita off his guard. So Takeshita went for the pile driver, and then immediately got carried in the beach break. Like, that's what the pockets should be for. The pockets should not be to run the ropes and do kip-ups with. If you're going to use the pockets, use it to throw someone off their guard, and then you land beach break. Like, does anyone agree with me on that? I think that's the best way to use these stupid pockets gimmick. It wouldn't surprise me, Catherine, honestly. Yeah, it's a shame that it didn't break. I just liked the way he used the suspense of it, but if they had broke it, it would have been so much better. I did think the whole element of putting Don Callis on commentary was fun. And I like the fact he just took the shades and then lost them to Takeshita for 15-16 minutes was like, the man knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, he had to work with a clown, but at least he didn't get embarrassed. Will Orange be world champion one day? Unfortunately, because Tony Khan is a goof with certain talents, he's a goof. Yeah, he will. Which is ridiculous. If he wins a world title and someone like Powerhouse Hobbs doesn't, then something's wrong. Plain and simple. If he wins it and Jay White, for example, doesn't win it, then there's something very wrong. I do agree. To be fair, I do agree with that though. I know, Matt. I'll come to your comment in a second. I do agree. This is cringe, but I also think this is cringe when he's doing this every single time with someone. Like, I think that's cringe as well. I think it's all cringe. Yes. Even New Japan does that weirdly as well. But only because Tanahashi's cool. It makes sense, but he's not actually directly posing with them, he's just posing with camera, just talent just happened to be there. I remember when TNA done it, 2000 and... I think it was 2007 during the Japan tour. This is why I don't... Nah, never mind. It's all stupid. It doesn't matter what you wear in that situation, it's stupid. Yeah, he has. Orange Cassidy also has the most wins in AEW history. No one's got more wins than him. No one comes close. Which is horrible. Yep. That's true. AEW's pay-per-view streak is not in jeopardy. But momentum of certain talents is in jeopardy. So that's something they need to keep an eye on. So that's something that I will say is an open criticism. An open appraisal is you're given time. You're given time to do things differently. The trios division is building, but I don't think it's building fast enough. Tag team division looks like it's finding its feet again. Like O'Reilly and Strong up against FTR on Saturday is a smart way to re-establish your division. But you need to get more effort out of it. And also, the women's division really make strength. Make some strength out of it. I don't rate shows, but I like this one. Now, I say this every show because it's a reflection of honesty. Yeah, I would like that too for Private Party. The things that AEW did right on this show is actually what I want WWE to do. The things that AEW did wrong, and there were some wrongs before anyone says there wasn't, the things that they did wrong is what WWE do wrong. This is why it's hard to... I'm not going to be one of those who praises absolutely everything they do, because that's not true. That's not actually reflective of the true nature of the product. But right now, AEW they're trying to re-establish themselves, and they're blending experience with young talent really well. But they need to remember that the future has to take its shape. And you've got to go with that. Now, WWE have the exact same thing. You blend both, but you need to let the future control its narrative. I get your point though. They do brawls and segments better, like, and all that, but you need those segments as well. Like, there's some things that have to stay in every company, regardless of if it's an alternative or not. AEW needs those segments and those brawls because you still need to allow those talents to form a connection besides the ring work. They need to be able to sell themselves in that way. That's important. You know what I mean? Like that is important. But I like that they don't overdo it in terms of timing. I think they have a good blend. It's what I said earlier on at the start of the show. AEW needs to increase those segments by 5%. WWE needs to reduce it by 5 to 10 and add more time to the matches. That's not a negative on their products. That's actually a way that you improve the products. That's what I want to see. And Stussy, yeah, it is a shame because I think that would have been an incredible feud. That would have been mental because you've got a lot you can call back to. Callbacks are actually, when they're not stretching stupidly, are fun. See, the guy, you say that Triple H takes himself seriously. If he takes himself seriously, why does he continuously embarrass himself at media scrums I'm sorry, but I've never heard Tony Khan say the words "I don't see color," and I have never once seen Tony Khan dress up as blackface or have involved blackface. You know, like some of that shit really. Like Tony Khan is an absolute goof, though. Like he is a goof. But you've also got to realize as well that what you really see is on both sides is on both sides. That's an issue that has to die. They never had a proper feud. They had TV matches. They did have a pay-per-view match though, but not a singles match. They did have a pay-per-view match though, twice. They had the 2007 Money in the Bank WrestleMania 23, and they had a Survivor Series 2006, the Survivor Series tag team match. So they've been in matches together, but on pay-per-view, but they've never had a singles match. It's a shame because that would have been so good. Arguably be one of the best feuds ever if that ever happened. Sadly, it's never going to happen. I would have enjoyed it. He does though. The guy's a self-confessed bully. Frankly, I don't know why people defend Triple H. I don't get why people defend Tony Khan. Like, defending either of them is futile. The only people that deserve to be defended are the good talent that get disrespected by all these guys. That gets disrespected by so-called fans online that stalk them. Like, go defend them. Don't defend Tony Khan. Don't defend Triple H. Don't defend Shawn Michaels. Don't defend Dixie Carter. Don't defend Gadel. Like, genuinely, don't defend that lot. I wasn't sure if Punk was going to win the 08 Rumble. I think they were going to have the funny thing is, I think the 08 Rumble, I think Taker was going to do back-to-back. Like, he was going to start, like, he won it the first time from number 30, he was going to win it the second time as number 1. And he was going to get Edge in a longer build. But it didn't happen. That was WWE's best feud of 2008. Well, one of their best feuds. The second feud was Jericho versus Shawn Michaels. I do think Nana's going to turn on Swerve, yeah. And yes, he did. He did cost him the title. I think Punk should have got the title match at No Way Out instead of Mysterio getting the rematch. I would have had Mysterio inside the chamber that Taker still would have won, in my opinion. Punk should have had that match instead. Punk losing to Chavo Guerrero at least was understandable. But Chavo lost to the wrong person. Like, that was not good. You lost to the wrong person. I don't care why. Like, I like Kane, but Kane should never have won the ECW title. I'll tell you this for starters. Triple H is not as good a booker as Shawn Michaels. The problem is, Triple H can't book women, and Shawn Michaels can't book men. That's all I'm going to say. Right, guys, over to you. You know the score. Yeah, they were the only stars. Well, actually, no, I'd say MVP maybe a star. I'd say Batista and Taker were the superstars, but like MVP, a star, Fit Finlay, star, Great Khali and Big Daddy V, waste of talent, waste of a spot. I would have given it to someone else. Ah. Question time, guys. Over to you. Because we're going 2.5 hours, and then after that, I'm out of here. See, you say Tony's a mark, but so's Triple H. Like, I actually think it's funny that people don't look at that. Oh, but one guy's a mark, but he isn't. Yes, he is. No, he did. That was the right decision. Yeah, I'm gonna make something for you guys. Fernando and Stussy, you can get some rewards. You're here a lot. Just make sure I've got one for... just in case that weirdo comes back again. I don't care if you're a wrestler. Like, this is hypocritical. Thanks, but no thanks. Have you seen the Sports Illustrated Top 10 Women of WWE list that came out today? No, I haven't. Exactly. Catherine, who is on that list, by the way? Yeah, he has more experience that he also nearly bullied one of the biggest stars out the locker room. You know, the guy that's actually his boss. There's a reason that Bret Hart said that Triple H knows nothing. And he's not got any original ideas. Think about that. I would have gave the booking to him. Fantastic booking time. After RVD gets suspended in 2006, who would you put the ECW title on, considering who was on the roster at the time? Vince demands that you put on established star to sell tickets. Well, that was... Let me just see. So RVD's suspension. I just want to get the exact date. You tell me if this was starting to work. Come on. Was it August he got suspended? And yes, I do think Josh Alexander will debut at Revolution, yes. There we go. See, no. Yes. I would have said Kurt Angle, or I would have said... I think the only two that made sense. If Kurt Angle was about... Sadly, Kurt Angle left in July 2006. Yeah, okay. In that case, I would have gave it to... Because Kurt hadn't left at that point. I would have said Kurt or CM Punk. Honestly, I would have said Kurt or CM Punk. They were the only ones that made sense. Chris Benoit wasn't even on ECW yet, so I wouldn't have gave it to him. Who should go over between Willow and Marina Shafir? Marina Shafir. If that match happens, Marina Shafir should win. The Top 10 women's wrestlers in history. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, wrong. Trish Stratus number 3, wow. Lita 4, okay. Sasha Banks 5, Bayley 6, Chyna 7, Asuka 8, Bianca Belair 9, Alundra Blaze 10. Okay, let's see. No Mickie James, no Bill Nakano. That list means nothing to me without those two. As far as I'm aware, Scott, his contract is actually a long-running one. I think it's got a good few years on it. Hammerstone's one of the guys TNA can't afford to lose. He's the guy they should be building up to be world champion, amongst a few others like Mustafa Ali. Controversially, I would have CM Punk on Team Triple H. Because it actually relates back to the fact that even though he tried to screw him out of the championship, I would have Punk on that team just because it leads to the turn. I think Punk goes on Team Triple H just to screw him over. Yes, Fernando, he is. I do, because I have Cage winning the title anyway. Lita's too high. I would put Mickey ahead in terms of wrestling. No, Lita roughly is fine where she is. The problem is Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are too high. If you can't have a list that doesn't include Bill Nakano and Mickie James, then your list means nothing. And where's Ivory? Where's Jacqueline? Like, ridiculous. The fact that you cannot name the greatest women's wrestler of all time on your list is pathetic. And yeah, Beth Phoenix as well. Melina. Whoever voted this list is on drugs. Who's your chamber picks? Cena and unfortunately Liv Morgan. Because they're not going to give it to Bianca Belair, I don't think. Even though Liv Morgan's just won the tag titles, I think they're still going to do it. I want Io versus Rhea versus Bianca in a triple threat WrestleMania. I hope Bianca Belair, however, wins the chamber though. But unfortunately, I have to go with Pain. Oh yeah. Alexa Bliss, he was great, but Alexa Bliss, I'm not sure. AJ Lee, she wasn't in it long, but she did have a good run. That's why I wouldn't include Saraya / Paige. Victoria, absolutely. Seth Rollins. Oh, Alundra Blaze is on the list. She's bottom of that list, which is weird. Seth Rollins pins Punk. Who pins Cena on the men's side? Okay. Liv pins Bianca. Who pins Io? I do all sorts of things, Ta. Where is it? Where is it? Sad song, guys. She's horny again. Punk wins the Cena politics is waiting the main event. Typical Cena. I don't know if Punk will win though. I think Cena just wins outright from the start of the chamber itself. Lita didn't have long in the business if you take her injuries out. That's true, but she also changed the business. I think it's harsh to not include her in the top 10 even for WWE. She did change the business. Right, guys, you've got 3 minutes left. This one will do. The annoying thing is, he's actually a good wrestler. The problem is, he hasn't done much since. Like, he was actually given a good gimmick in TNA that actually made sense to him, and they've really ruined it. And Victoria. Molly Holly as well, to be fair. Actually, Ivory as well kind of started it. Ivory started it with the right to censor. I never liked that gimmick, but she was brilliant for them. How much heat would WWE get if Logan Paul won the Chamber and pins Punk? If Logan won the Chamber... If Logan won the Chamber, then WWE would have been able... Well, WrestleMania would be dead, that's for starters, but WWE would have been able to have topped themselves when it comes to shit pay-per-view main match booking. She wanted to stay in that era and also still have the fun of working serious matches. China was 50-50. Jazz was brutal. Seen her recently, she still looks in great shape. I like the fact she's still involved with NWA. We have a minute left. This has been a great show, guys. Thank you. Who is more over, Drew or Joe Hendry? Truthfully, they're both equal. I'm predicting that we'll get an announcement of a big Raw main event of Edge versus Braun for the IC title. They go 2 minutes and Logan costs AJ the match, setting up Logan versus AJ for Mania. Yeah, I can see that. Additionally, I still think you're going to get a multi-man for the title. It's happening. I'm eager to see what kind of shape he's in, though. If he's actually in good shape. The crazy thing is, I think he's going to get involved with the Death Riders. I think he's going to screw Moxley. I'm going to leave it at that. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tonight's show. It's been fun. You guys have all been great. As always, it's a pleasure being here, talking to yourselves about professional wrestling. So I will be back tomorrow. I will see you all then. Please do look after yourselves, and I hope you all like the new music. Thank you so much, Fernando. I appreciate it. But me, the main man of the channel, signing off. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, guys. Much love, much respect. Bye bye.